Cambia la conversación.
Oh my God, I have been in this situation, okay, with either a new boyfriend or a new job, and even pregnancy too. I had a girlfriend. She tried for a long time to have a baby. She finally got pregnant, and it was like, oh, the doctor said that I shouldn't do this. The doctor said I should do that. I have to change my diet. I can't do this. I can't do that, and I have to go and get everything that has to do with pregnancy, new clothes, and then you got to start the nursery. I got so sick of hearing that. So you know what I did? I kind of did the same thing you did, Elo. I said, you know what? To your pregnancy stories, but you know what? I need help with ABC. All right, what do you think? And every time she talked about pregnancy, I would give her like maybe 3 minutes, and then I would change the subject because I also want her to confide in me too. I just don't want.
No, that's why she's got 30 minutes,
Pero,
man.
pero 30 minutes is enough time, no?
Que si quieres, si te habla más de eso, quiere que estar preñada 12 meses o
Bueno,
un año.
como yo te dije, ella no es una ballena que se quedan preñadas
No,
por
it's
2
just
años.
that it's so hard, even when you get older, and you've been through pregnancies, and when you talk about pregnancies, boy, I could give you stories, forget it, that scare you to even have a child.
Well, you know what, and I agree. It's like, you want to listen
how
patiently.
much can you talk about it?
Well, you know what? I am so beyond that stage. It's like I see a pregnant woman and I just keep it going. All right, nice to see you. Oh, you're pregnant. That's nice. Okay, bye. Nice to see you again. Love you. Okay, so we're in agreement with that. All right, the next one. This one's a little different. This is from Creepy. And Creepy writes, my neighbors next door generally stay to themselves and don't go outside much. I've noticed that when our family hangout or other events, they run outside with their lawn chairs and watch us enjoying ourselves. Ooh, stalkers. Anyway, I asked them over, but it's always a no for them. To me, it's getting creepy, and I've made plans to have a fencing company put up a 6-foot privacy fence around my property. Do you think that would be considered rude? Bueno, mijita, I don't think you putting up a 6-foot fence, and mom, make it a 12-foot fence. All right? Make it a 12-foot fence because it's your property and you can do whatever the hell you want to do. All right? You keep the prying eyes out. All right? And, not only are you, I think being self-enclosed like that gives you, well, number one, it gives you more privacy. Number two, you've got the prying eyes around that don't look in. So, yeah, I don't think it's considered rude. It's your property. You could do as you wish. ¿Qué tú piensas?
I mean,
15 feet, right?
I lived in a neighborhood that's very a lot of elderly people. Like I said, when I first moved in, I used to do parties and I used to tell my neighbors about it and all that stuff. A lot of them didn't even care. But okay, so you invite them and they don't want to come over, but they're sitting outside enjoying. Maybe they want to enjoy the music. Maybe they don't care who you have over. They don't want to be a bother either. I mean, there's just neighbors that don't really care. You're the creepy one wanting to put up 6-foot fences, but what are you trying to hide? A party, a music? I don't know. Maybe you're doing something. Maybe you doing something that you want people not to see.
Mira, I would have called the fencing company. Mira, I need a 12-foot fence. You know what I mean? And then put a metal roof on top. I can hold on.
Wasn't there a show years ago that had that neighbor who had that big fence?
That was Home Improvement.
Home Improvement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
with Tim Allen.
I was always wondering why he had that. But they talk.
They talked over the fence. All you saw was the head, I think.
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
the hat.
The top of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't see. So it's that's kind of. I always thought that was kind of creepy. On that show, like, why did they do that?
Well, did you ever see what he looked like? I would have hid behind a fence too.
Now that's not nice.
This is why it's called La Gigi Show, because here, aquí no tenemos pelo en la lengua. Okay, we say it as it is. All right, so we're both in agreement, and of course we have the peanut gallery here, who's making jokes, which I will not share because ya Master G está enojado. Are you a little enojado, a little upset? No, he's not. He's
Some
cool.
people want privacy.
Yes, they do.
It's not creepy to have a 6-foot fence.
No, I don't think.
I don't say that it's creepy. I'm just saying, what's the big deal? You got a neighbor that sits outside. You invite them over. They don't want to come over.
But
That's
every
a good
time,
thing, man.
but every time you have something, they run outside with a lawn chair. Pa mirarte.
It's all right, man. They
Yeah.
like the music. If that was my neighbor, they would be sitting there.
Well, you know, if there's no music and they're just watching you like with Hawkeyes, I think that would be creepy. Okay.
No, I have a creepy neighbor in the backside of me, all the way in the backside.
Oy.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he's like, "When are you gonna put the fence up?" I said, "What do you want me to put a fence up?" I had knocked down my old fence and wanted to build a new fence.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "When are you gonna put the fence up?" And I said, "Nah, probably never." But I did intend. I made the holes for
okay.
In the dirt and everything. Then when I noticed, I'm like, "What does he want me to put the fence up for?" So I changed my mind and I did it. And it's been 7 years and he's still waiting for the fence.
Bueno, si él quiere the fence, he can put it up himself.
That's right.
On his own terms.
That's right.
Okay. Well, we're coming up to the third one, which is from my father, the photographer. And she writes, my fiance and I are to be married in 6 months, and my father, who is a world-class photographer, has asked us if he can be the photographer for our wedding at no charge. Although we understand the sentiment, we're thinking of saying no because we want him to enjoy himself and not feel obligated to take every single picture. Any suggestions? Listen, girl, all right? If your papi tells you he wants to take pictures, I think that is his way of expressing his love for you, you know, and for his future son-in-law, all right? He can, well, number one, he can take pictures, he can take a break, all right? But those magical moments, you know, let him do what he wants to do. I think it's a very touching gesture. I say, let him do it. Let him do it.
Yeah, but the wedding comes, well, in most cases, once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And as the couple, they want them to share, him to be available to enjoy the wedding, although he is enjoying it because that's what he does for a living. But so it doesn't, in other words, they feel that he would still be on the job versus, just a family event.
And that's a good point because they could set up parameters for him.
Right.
Just say, Dad, I want you to take pictures of whatever, okay? But in the meantime, I want you to enjoy yourself. And I'm sure he would agree to that.
Yeah. Well,
what do you think?
Negotiation.
I think that it's very expensive to have a photographer, and if he's offering, he doesn't have to take all the pictures, but I always think you say bring your camera. Maybe if you could catch a couple of family photos, I would love that.
Uh-huh.
I don't want you to be the photographer of the wedding, but I do want you to have pictures of us enjoying ourselves with the family and friends. Mm-hmm. And if you want to do that, you could. You're welcome to it,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's... I was just today hiring a photographer, and it's not... It's expensive to hire a photographer, and, you have to measure the amount of hours they're going to be there, and you don't know if they're going to capture all the pictures because the person is getting ready and all that stuff. Some of them don't come until the person's already ready,
right?
So be happy if your father offers to be there, and be happy if he offers to be there especially for the bride.
Yep, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So good luck.
Well, yes. So we're both in agreement with that. I think we have a station break coming up, and that would be Master G.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
We got what happened. What happened is the next about the boyfriend.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
What happened to the boyfriend?
I like that one, yeah.
Oh, we're getting by. You're trying to get that one by, huh?
Wepa, that's a good one,
This is what happened.
What happened?
We're not going to go by that one.
What happened was...
My boyfriend and I are planning to move in together right after we graduate from college. We've been searching for months for a place in a nice, safe neighborhood and something we can afford to. We found an apartment and had set up an appointment to sign the lease, but he backed out because now he's not sure if he wants to do that. I don't know what to do. Listen, honestly, it's being scared and frightened. When I was in college, I got together with college girls, and they all wanted to get an apartment so we can all hang and do our homework and, all that craziness. And then coming closer to the end of the month and we were going to sign the lease, I was ready with my down payment and all, and they changed their minds at the last minute. I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna move out. I'm gonna be stuck with my mom now. All right. And I wasn't married. I didn't have a commitment, but financially, when I asked them, they both were tight.
Ah.
They were coming out of college, and there was, bills that they had to pay, and you can understand that from a woman's point of view. Imagine a man that he has to most of the time give more than the woman is herself. So it's hard. I mean, give him a break. Maybe not straight out of college, but maybe wait a year, save some money up, both of you, so that way you won't be stuck. If 1 month you're short, you don't have to go to run to mom or dad.
That's a good point, and I think this may be a blessing in disguise for you, because now it gives you more time to really think, do I really want to move in? That way for sure if you want to move in with him. And since he backed out, now it's a time to kind of like reflect on, well, is this the right move for me? And you'll know right away. And if you decide to move out on your own, then you can do that too. You can do that too. You don't need, unless of course you need money, an extra set of dollars to make ends meet in an apartment that was for two people. But now
it's not easy. College is expensive.
College is expensive.
As soon as you graduate, you have to start paying that
6
loan.
months, honey. They don't give you too much time.
Yeah,
Ya lo sé meses. Okay.
That doesn't necessarily promise you a job either.
That's right. So I think give him a break. All right. Move out if you want, and if you have the money too, right? And just reflect on what is best for you. All right. Just think about, well, do I really want him to move in? Can I do it on my own? Can we wait a little while? And follow your heart. That's all I can say. Follow your heart. All right. Next is, I got a little ahead of myself, folks. All right.
Try to go past the boyfriend thing.
Actually, I really thought that was a good one. I would have took it very personally. Well, you don't want to live with me? Okay, fine.
Yeah,
bye.
you would have.
But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. Once you have a moment to kind of like, think about it.
All right, time to station break. We got to pay some bills. You know how that goes.
Oh, yes, we do.
All right, and here we go.
Bueno, mi gente, coming up next is, we heard the station break because, like Mr. Master G says, we have to pay the bills, but we have a video by Elizabeth Acevedo. And it's entitled Hair. And Elizabeth Acevedo, ella una dominicana, born in New York, and she's a poet and author. And she is the winner of the National Book Award Carnegie Medal, which she is an established, as I said, poet and author, and she is in great demand. And her video today, you will hear it. It is called Hair. And here is Elizabeth Acevedo. and that was Elizabeth Acevedo, and she was talking about her hair, and it's so true. You know, we as Latinas with the Mexican look, and we want to do something with our hair. We want to straighten it, we want to whiten it, we want to do this, we want to do that. When we want to look more americanizada, and for me, it's like, you know, celebrate your curls. You know, it's funny because women who have straight hair want curls. Women with curls, they want straight hair. And me, I always had like wavy hair, so I was always in the middle, but I do like that tight curl. So my hat is off to you, Elizabeth, for keeping it real on the on your video regarding hair. Now, we are doing the segment of Did You Know? And did you know what causes the greenish gray color around the yolks of hard-boiled eggs? And this happens to me a lot. You know, sometimes I'm thinking, God, did I overboil them? But the reason this happens is because of a harmless compound of iron and sulfur called ferrous sulfide, which forms when an egg is heated. And to prevent its formation, you only have to boil the egg as long as it's necessary to set the yolk. And then you plunge it into cold water and peel it promptly. So, you know, don't boil that egg for 10 minutes, okay? Because you really don't have to boil it that long. Just for as long as it's necessary, just to set the yolk. So now I know, because I always get that greenish color. I can never get it right.
When I started reading this, I thought it was going to be about hair. You know how you get that greenish color when you don't dye your hair a certain way.
Oh, like when you go gray and and your hair turns a little weird?
I don't know. It's like the alkaline, you know,
Yes.
changes the color.
Yes.
But did you know it is true when the cows are lying down in the field, there is a better of rain. By the way, my daughter said there was a mistake somewhere in there. Science have not found this to be true, at least directly. However, this is a research that suggests that cows tend to lie down when they are cold to conserve body heat, and to stand when they are hot in order to allow body heat to dispense more rapidly. When a rain system approaches, often the air temperature drops, so you might see cows lying down to help keep themselves warm. However, cows lie down for other reasons, to such as if they are just plain tired. You know what? The cows are like human beings.
I love cows. I love those cow eyes.
The cow eyes. Yeah,
Beautiful.
so it doesn't necessarily mean that rain is coming, but I guess I could see with the drop in temperature, you know, that they want to keep
Yes.
themselves warm. And I've seen them because when my daughter was way out there, out west, going to school, out there in, you know, out there in Egypt somewhere, we would see the cows and they would be lying down and they just to warm themselves. You know, that's very interesting. You know, you learn a lot here on La Gigi Show. So keep tuning in. And if you have something that you want to share with our listeners, please send me an email at gigi@oasisbroadcasting.com. I would love to hear
Gigi, you said, how can I listen? Where can I get
not listen, send me an email.
Oh, but where can I listen to our shows?
Oh, well, the app. They can go to OBN Media.
There's millions of apps.
OBN Media.
OBN Media.
Oscar Bravo Nancy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wherever they get their apps?
Yeah.
From Apple Store?
Apple Store
Yeah,
or
what's the
the
other one?
Google Drive
Google
or
Play?
whatever. Yeah, Google Play.
Google Play.
Facebook, you know, there's OBN Media, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, is it?
Oh, we're forgetting one.
No, we
Vimeo?
have so many.
Vimeo.
Vimeo.
Excellent. Vimeo is high quality professional.
Yes.
They use that. What I like is because of the quality of the sound.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right. The sound is really very good.
You know, and it's a very good app to learn and be creative with.
And you can see that right here, and see us live
But-
doing monerías.
Yeah, they could just download the Vimeo app as
Yes,
well.
they can. Absolutely, they
Vamos
can.
a ver, download it already, guys. You know, you've already lost like half an hour of the show.
That's right. All right. Okay, so, I think you got one more.
Oh, okay. What does it mean when a pitcher throws a Broadway? Well, you know, they go to theater, you know. They throw it Broadway. In a baseball game, Broadway is baseball is slang for the middle of the plate.
Wow. Oh, right.
So glad I know that now.
Hey, you know what?
After what, 30 years, I didn't know that.
Well, you know what? So now when you're with a group of people and they say, throw it to Broadway, you know what the hell they're talking about now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I
Yes.
love it. I'm never too old to learn something new each and every day.
Yes,
You
I
know what
love
I mean?
baseball.
Now, we have one about John Doe. Why do we say John Doe or Jane Doe when we refer to somebody who's unknown or anonymous? And this goes back way, way back. Originally, John Doe was a sham name used to indicate any plaintiff in an action of ejectment, which was a legal action to regain property in a civil court. Richard Roe was the counterpart to indicate the defendant. These fake names were used in delicate legal matters, a practice that is now abolished in England and their law of 1852 or since 1852. And since then, John Doe has been used to indicate any man of unknown name, with Jane Doe used for females. So if you don't know somebody, you could say instead of fulano, you could say Jane Doe or fulana, Jane Doe, and then this other guy, Jane and John Doe, Mr. and Mrs. John Doe. There you go. I knew that though about Jane Doe and John Doe. Fulana y fulano. And what's another word in español? Fulano, fulana.
Fulano y fulano y festejo. That's what my mama said when I was young.
Este y esta. Ese mismo, esa misma.
You know what's become even more, especially if you work like in telemarketing or something, John Smith, when they're practicing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my name is John Smith.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, right. And I'm the Queen of England. Shoot. Anyway, now you guys know.
Bueno, yo pensaba que John Doe era para la gente que estaban deceased.
Oh, no. But I guess you can use that too if you don't know.
I always heard it like that. That's why.
Yeah, you can.
I never heard of it in the other point.
Yeah, you can use it like that if they're deceased and you don't know who it is. Oh, that's a John Doe. If you're just tuning in, all right, this is La Gigi Show, which comes every Friday from 4 to 6, and you just hear the plain zaniness of us three, which is Master G on the controls and Elo, who is my co-host. We're coming up to another station break, and Master G, you should take this away.
All right. Well, this is the station break, and along with celebrity birthdays, and we're setting up for singer-songwriter America's Got Talent, although they abbreviate AGT, host Lionel Richie. Wow. Guess how old he is?
I don't know.
I thought he was around. Well,
he's an old dude.
But he's 72. He looks great.
He does look
We saw
great.
him in concert a couple of years ago.
Yes, we did. He was really great.
Right here in Virginia.
He's still got it going on. He still moves around the stage pretty good.
Yep. And next singer and songwriter also is up there. Cyndi Lauper is 68. 68.
Cyndi Lauper is 68?
Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Is that the one? That's
Yes.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
Yes.
Okay. What about guys? Okay. We'll have to talk about that later. All right. Guys don't want to have fun. Only the girls. All right. Actress. Yeah. Actress and 3-time Academy Oscar winner Fargo. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Frances McDormand is 64.
Wow.
She's a cool actress.
I got to tell you, she's awesome. A 3-time Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And drummer, man, all these guys we knew. No. Does that say we're getting older?
Yeah, it does.
Drummer Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac is 74. Wow.
Wow. Now, Fleetwood Mac is way back in the 70s. And that's when I fell in love with them. I love Fleetwood Mac.
Can you hum a few tunes of one of their songs?
Probably. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right.
And let's see, next one. Actor Josh Lucas from Yellowstone and A Beautiful Mind. That's right, he was in Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, he was.
Wow, is 50. And Chris Pratt from Jurassic World and Guardians of the Galaxy is 42.
Guardians of the Galaxy, 42 years old? Wow, Chris Pratt. Yeah.
He's pretty popular, especially with the generation before.
Yeah, I do believe he has a new movie coming out too as well. You know.
We got to pay some bills again. Let's hear from our sponsor, Masters and Sons.
Sons and I established Master and Sons Plumbing in 2000.
Yeah.
My name is Lou.
Yes. So listen, guys. If you need a plumber, you have got to call Master and Sons Plumbing. All right, because they are the only ones here in town that are bilingual, and I can vouch for them, and the whole team here on La Gigi Show can, because when he comes to you, he gives you a fair price, he gives you good service, great customer service. All right, and not only do you have a plumber for life, but you've also have made a friend. All right, no job is too big or too small for Master and Sons Plumbing, and you can when you call him, you could say, hey, La Gigi recommended me to you, and then maybe he'll bring you a cupcake.
Wait a minute.
Master and
Cupcakes.
Sons Plumbing is one of the best plumbers in Richmond Tri-State area, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to talk about a big thing that's happening on September 4th of this year, 2021. And that is happening at the Bird Park at the Dogwood Dell Amphitheater from 2 to 7 p.m. Folks, get ready. The 14th annual Latin Jazz and Salsa Show is coming full throttle to the park. Yes, bring your blankets, bring your friends, bring your granny, bring everybody that you can possibly bring, because it is going to be a festival like no other festivals. And now that we are lifting up, well, the city of Richmond is lifting up the restrictions on the COVID, all right, we are going to have such a good time. We're going to have vendors, food vendors. We're going to have regular vendors. So, you can walk around the park. You can decide what you want to eat. We have several people that are just clamoring to become the vendors, as they have every year. And I believe, Elo, is going to be Puerto Rican Bakery for one.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm happy for that. I love Puerto Rican bakery with the arroz con gandula and the pernil. That's one of my favorites that they make.
Let me tell you, they are fabulous, all right? Puerto Rican Bakery. But we're having Orquesta Fuego. Miss Yaya is coming. We have Rafael Ortiz y su tumbao urbano. We have a DJ here and there. We've got people coming in.
You don't know. A couple of surprises there,
Yeah,
here and there.
yeah.
You never know what they're going to have.
Yes, and we always, as we've done every year, we celebrate and we do a tribute to all the veterans that are out there, because it's all about you guys. It's nice to have fun, but we want to honor the veterans who have sacrificed so much for us. All right, and we not only do we not just want to take a couple of days during the year to say thank you, we want to do this year round.
Yes,
right?
and
So
it's
that way
on
they know.
September 4th from 2 to 7
2
at the
to 7.
Dogwood Dell. Come early so you can set your chairs up, and you can enjoy the music and the people that are there as well. A lot of the artists always come and greet the people on the from the stage to lo que se sientan allí. I mean, Tito Puente Jr. and the Malina, was it?
Yeah.
They used to come down and dance with them.
And we're also having, I understand, Elo, that there's going to be a caravan from New York coming, like we always do. We get like, you know how.
And these are not the Mexicans, and these are not the the other. These are caravans of how do you say, people from the Bronx, people from Manhattan,
Right.
Brooklyn,
Right.
Long Island.
These are the folks that grace us every year, because these Latinos, we roll deep, all right. So it's no big deal for us, to have a bus come in y ahí salen 20 gente, all right. or you got a Volkswagen. How many people can you fit in a Volkswagen?
Yes.
15, all right. Así que prepárase mi gente porque esto va a ser tremendamente, va a ser un festival de los festivales. Y va a ser el día 4 de septiembre, de las 2 de la tarde hasta las 7. Mi gente, no se lo pierdan, que va a ser un festival que se van a recordar para siempre.
Yes, the festival is our 14th annual, and it's going to be one of the best ones we have. Last year was virtual, and we had a really good time. But this year, people want to sit down and hear the music and sit with ¿cómo se dice? Los vecinos, because there's so many
Exactamente.
people that come as families,
Yes. And we're gonna keep you abreast of all that, coming up soon, as it gets closer. And if you want to volunteer, por favor, mándame un email at Gigi, that's GIGI, at oasisbroadcasting.com if you want to volunteer, if you want to be a sponsor. We will gladly put a banner up like Elo has said in the past. And, we have great sponsorship packages for all types of budget, we welcome everybody because we think it's since we've been involved in the festival, we look out at the crowd and we look at each other and we're like, Dag, we did a great job. The team did a great job as always. And we want to continue bringing this wonderful festival to the city of Richmond. And, not only do the people of Richmond come, but they come as far away as New York. They come as far away as, down in Norfolk and Virginia Beach.
Canada.
Massachusetts. Okay.
I remember one year that the artist, I think it was Lou, that asked people from far away. And then we had people from all over. So it's a cultural event. And exposing people who are not used to the culture, and it's a great infusion of Latin culture.
It is. And if you've never heard Latin music, mi gente,
And food.
ustedes no saben lo que se han perdido, all right? Because once that music te entra a tu cuerpo, olvídate, you'll never be the same. All right, so we're coming up with Latino news. And Miss Elo, I think this is just for you.
And this is from Latino News Extra. Etc.
Thing.
Yo le digo a ella que no me ponga ninguna abbreviations because, I'm... Okay, young Latino artist from Long Beach, California seeks to empower women through art. Source, Hispanic Lifestyle. Nuni Ortiz, a.k.a. Miss Yellow, is a Southern Californian artist of Mexican descent and is intentionally recognized for her large and colorful spray paint mural. Nuni manages to express powerful message and invite equality and inclusion. Gallery, museums, and the streets of the United States, France, Spain, Haiti, Mexico, and Egypt have witnessed her work of art. Wow, I gotta see some of her art. Using her artistic skills, Miss Ortiz is dedicated to sending a positive message to women around the world. She says she uses her skills and knowledge to empower women, from whom art can often serve as an emotional therapy. Meanwhile, she's decorating
Decorating.
a truck for Angel City Football Club. What is that? A new women's soccer team in Los Angeles, and says that for her it was a huge honor to work with them. Wow, I've never heard of that club.
It's brand new. It's a new women's soccer team, and you know what? I really would like to see some of her work because this
Yes.
Nuria Ortiz,
Yes.
also known as Miss Yellow, she seems like a person who is really trying to get women out there and just to empower them. And you know, if you do something really well and you want to showcase that and be with other women, you know, and just to show them, yeah, you can do this too, just like I have. I think we're all better for that, you know. So
Yeah,
I
she's an
salute.
artist that a lot of sportscasters or sports people have been taking interest in as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that is about Nuria Ortiz, or also known as Miss Yellow. So my hat is off to you, Miss Ortiz. You know that we've heard about the power outages that's hit 337,000 in Puerto Rico, and it's growing amid a lot of outrage. All right, because
Where did this news come from? This Puerto Rican news come from?
this source is from the Associate Press.
You know, I was talking to my daughter as I was reading this, and I told her about 2 weeks ago, one of my nieces was in Puerto Rico, and she had lost power for 3 days. All her meat was thrown out, and you know, it was really difficult for her to even. There's some parts of Puerto Rico that didn't even have any, and there was some parts that did. You know, and in Puerto Rico, a couple of hours can ruin your meat.
Absolutely.
100-degree weather is not easy to. So you know, Puerto Rico's having a tough time.
They
this
are.
is more important, and I haven't really heard it in ABC, NBC. You know, all these these stations that can really bring to attention that Puerto Rico is still, since Maria, the Hurricane Maria, is still suffering.
They still are suffering, you know. And with that sudden power failure that left more than 337 customers in the dark, it is no wonder that Puerto Rico, the people, are enraged because they're still recovering from another massive outage that hit the U.S. territory just days ago.
Yes.
All right.
That's like 1/3 or more than of people in Puerto Rico. You know.
Exactly. And then Luma Energy, which happens to be a private company, they took over the island's power transmission and distribution center on June 1st. Then they said that 3 units were knocked offline for reasons not immediately known. And then that at first the company said that 190,000 customers had been affected, but then they later tweeted the power had been restored, leaving more than 84,000 still without electricity. You know, so now thousands of people are forced to throw out food, like you were saying, Elo, and refrigerated medication, including insulin, in just recent days. You know, some are complaining about damaged appliances as lights flicker on and off since that outage that left almost 100,000 people left in the dark. You know, it's a challenge to hit a company that has come under scrutiny amid high expectations that it would really solve the problem, despite having to rely on aging infrastructure, as we all know that. All right, and a fragile power grid that has not been strengthened since Huracán Maria.
Yes.
That completely raised
Puerto
it back in
Rico-
2017.
Puerto Rico has suffered immensely, and they never got all the money that they were promised from the government. And I will say clearly, and I keep saying it, people think, oh, okay, Puerto Rico received so much money. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Now, they're still on standby on that one, and they're never going to get that money. That was promised from the old administration.
Well, you know, now the outages have become so constant that the mayors have declared states of emergency and have handed out generators and ice to meet those in need, as well as hiring private crews to restore power after saying that Luma Energy informed that they lacked enough brigades. Qué pena la gente de Puerto Rico.
It is bad. I mean, you know, when I went to Puerto Rico to check out the stuff that had happened over there, there were people that had generators, but do you know what it takes to maintain a generator? And they had to buy oil, and that oil was expensive. It wasn't, you know, it was like the pints, and they were double the price of what they normally. If they were $19.99, they were $40.
Yes.
For a pint of oil that we over here sometimes get for $5.99. You know?
Right.
I mean, Puerto Rico has suffered, and people don't realize, you know, if you have family in Puerto Rico, just because they they don't say nothing, they don't live that great. They suffer all the time, and that's why cuando tú vas allá and they eat dinner at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you wonder why. It's because sometimes they lose their water.
Yes.
Sometimes the power goes out. They might have power in the morning only and not in the evening. Come on.
Which is crazy. Which that just brings back to having the appliances go wacky on you.
Yeah, and that's happened to me where I have had, like, remember I told you that my every month there's a power outage where I live, and I've lost 3 TVs, 2 refrigerators,
Aye.
all because I didn't know that I had to have it on a power strip.
Right. So imagine la gente de Puerto Rico that they don't know, if there's a hint of a storm, mi gente, please pray para la gente de Puerto Rico que this gets resolved, because they can't continue like this, And if you want to donate, there are several organizations that are still taking donations para la gente de Puerto Rico, sea su iglesia, or if you want to dedicate somebody to go to the island, and then give it straight to a church over there that or family members, I'm sure that they would be more than happy to accept your donation.
Mientras más y más personas pass away in Puerto Rico, the more they're forgotten. Puerto Rico was made of generation to generation. People from Puerto Rico se quedaban ahí almost their whole lives, y la familia siempre tenía familia en Puerto Rico. Ahora you can barely find anybody that's from your family that's in Puerto Rico.
Right, because everybody has moved. They've moved here stateside.
Don't forget about Puerto Rico, folks. Do not forget it.
Do not forget. Well, we're coming up to one of our favorites, puntos de vista. And this week, we are talking about that age-old question, pun intended, aging, all right? And the first one is, do you feel your age? Tell me, why or why not? Me, do I feel my age? Nope, I sure don't. You know what I mean?
Age and feeling are different things, right?
Do you feel your age?
I mean, your body.
Yeah.
Your body is one way, but how you feel different.
So if you're, let's say you're 70, but you feel 50, the mind is a very powerful
mind.
thing. Yeah.
But you're physically going to be 70. There's
Physically
no
you're gonna
stopping
be
that.
right.
So let's stick to the question in hand. Do you feel your age? We didn't ask you about anything else.
Don't get mad at me.
Wow.
And the only
Wow,
reason why
that's my opinion.
he's going
Man,
through-
I'm never going to say anything
He's
again.
gonna
Wow.
no. He's going through all the questions we just had in this paper. So
Okay.
we might as
No,
well end the
I
show.
said, is there a difference between feel and your age? And I says, yes.
Well,
Yeah.
you feel your age? Yes or no?
Don't challenge me.
No, do you feel your age?
I said my feeling is different than my physical.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you don't feel your age.
No.
Okay. Do you feel your age?
Nope, I don't. But I know where Robert is coming from.
Okay, so I don't feel my age.
So should we
But-
act our age?
You know what? Yes.
You think we should
Yes,
act our
we
age?
should act our age, but that doesn't mean we can't have fun. Like right now, we're having fun. We're throwing it around. We've always joked around and stuff like that, and not been afraid to say whatever we feel on our mind. And mind you, we have kept it clean for a while. But
Behind the scenes is something different.
yes, but I think we should always act our age. We should know how to talk to adults, kids. We should always act our age. I say this because teenagers always are acting their age.
Oh, yeah.
And we expect sometimes more from them than we should. But we do act our age.
Well,
or we feel like we should act our age.
You're right, and I know several people who are already. I'm not going to say that they're terribly elderly or terribly older, right? But as they get older, they want to recapture their youth somehow. Which these are the glory days. Think about your glory days, but you got to live in the present. You just can't keep going back saying, oh, when I was 20, I used to do that, and think that when you're 60 or 70, you can still be like you were in your 20s.
Well, can you get back some of the glory days? I mean, you guys are married, right? And you guys do a lot of things that youngsters do.
Can we reclaim
So,
glory days?
are we acting our age or are we acting younger than our age?
I think we are. I think we are acting our age, but we find. I think the key thing is finding the joy in it.
So, your youth is acting like you wanted to act when you were in your 30s and 40s?
What do you think, Master G?
You've been together for a while.
I think for me, acting my age, I've become a little bit tad more serious. Yes, but I think that's because of age. All right. But I don't think as a whole it affects me as much because I still like to have a good time. And maybe not like when I was first dating Master G because it's become a little different now. But
I think it depends on the person too, because people could be 30, but they act like they're 60, 70, 80.
yeah,
It's all relative to
The
who
old
the person.
souls.
I think it's more an individual thing.
yeah.
Then if we put people in groups or categories, we
So,
tend to
should
go
we
in.
associate only with people our age?
Should we associate?
No.
Not necessarily.
I don't- I
but
don't
you
think
need to
so.
associate with people that are going to be
Enrich your
helpful,
life.
enrich your life,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
bring your life down and have a anchor on your life.
Yes.
You should be
Well-
around people that will do that.
Years back, I used to associate myself with the older crowd.
Uh-huh.
I mean, people used to come down from New York, and I always wanted to be with the older crowd.
Mm-hmm.
How much old?
The 60s, the 70s.
Ah, okay.
And I was only in my 40s. But I was always the one that had to take care of the older crowd. And
Uh-huh.
I kind of enjoyed that. Isn't it crazy? And then all of a sudden, and I'll say it because you guys are married, so I'm not married. I meet somebody that is more or less my age, but wants to do things that I never have done.
Right. Yes.
So I kind of wanted to step away from the older crowd and
Uh-huh.
go into and join this crowd that was really having fun and enjoying themselves and doing totally different things. That's when I kind of met you guys
And that's a
at the
good
same
thing.
time.
Yes.
Because you guys were doing things that weren't of your age. You were doing a lot of things that were participating with the festival, going to concerts. You were driving to other states, So that's why I say, do you feel your age, Do you really feel your age? And should you be always with people your age?
Well, what's interesting is Gloria's doing something now that speaking about age that she did in her college. So it's like a full circle that she did on the radio and that. So now it's like sometimes and I'm starting to do crafts and things that I remember doing, back when I first started working.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like sometimes you can do full circle, but when you're older, you have a different perspective of it.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
You're
So
doing
you-
the same thing, but you have a different
So
perspective.
you're right, because she was one of these people that always wanted to be in radio and do radio,
right.
and you were always a crafty person,
Right,
but you
exactly.
didn't have the time to do all the
Exactly,
craft
bringing
that
up
you might
kids
have
and
now.
bringing
That's
up
right.
kids, and so it's like
Yeah.
So it just really depends on your perspective. But see, my
Yeah.
life right now is really good. All right, I have no complaints. All right. And do I only want to be with people of my own age? No, because you hang out with people of your own age. A lot of them, they may be even though you're the same age, but they feel like time is passing them by, and then they stay stagnant. There's no movimiento on their part.
For me, I have not done nothing of my age. And as I get older, I don't even know what I'm doing most of the time. When it comes to things, I just go with the flow.
But you
You
have a
know.
very busy life too.
Oh, yeah.
You have a very-
I think, having a big family like ours, we stay busy. We
Yes.
really do stay
You,
busy.
you have a very, very busy
you know,
life.
but should our spouse or a significant other be close in age to us? Or what do you think about age when it comes to that?
I think that depends on the person. Okay, I've known people, and in my own family, my dad was 13 years older than my mother. All right.
Wow.
I have a very good friend whose husband is actually 13 years older than her, and they have a wonderful, strong marriage.
Passed away first.
My father did.
Oh.
And then my mother passed, I think, 11 years after that.
Oh, okay.
So, if they're a lot older, like I think if they're like, I don't know. Okay, so let's be realistic here. If you are, let's say 30, you're going to get married, marrying a 60-year-old man, that's a little rough here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Even
somebody,
50.
yeah, even 50 is a little old. But not to say that it can't work. But but now at 50, you have a certain routine that you're always used to, and that might not really set well with the new wife.
Well,
the new
I
husband.
mean, it's so funny because my age group, I had known a lot of my cousins and friends that have married younger women, and they never had a child.
Uh-huh.
And they always wanted to have children, but they were already going 45s, and the people that we're meeting was 35, 30, and now the woman's time has passed
Yeah.
because they want to have a child with their partner, but they're too old to have children.
Yes.
So a lot of people that I know, they don't have children.
Yeah. Because time has slipped by. So
basically, we have become their friends and family, but I think they missed that opportunity, that window. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have themselves, but it's really hard for them, because they missed out on that window.
Well, I don't mind having friends that are younger than me because they shed a new light on different things, whether it is on religion or politics or work ethics or whatever, and I feel like I'm more in tune with what's really happening in the world. You know what I mean?
Okay,
it's for me it's a good feeling.
Right. Okay, so back to, what do you think about, not you, but Master G, men being with younger women?
Being with younger women.
Yeah.
Oh, I prefer older women. No.
Okay.
But it's a preference. I mean, if you have too much of a span, it's almost you don't have things in common. Like music and different things. But there are people who have a mindset, even though their difference in age is huge, like 20, 30 years. Their mindset is at the same place.
Okay.
So you've met people that are mature. I've met people that 30 years old have that are mature, or you meet people 60 years old who are not mature.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think for a long term, friends is one thing, but for relationships and things, there's so many other things going on there. It's probably best to stick closer to your age. I mean, within 5
It's a
5
big
years or something.
difference between a man dating a younger woman and a woman dating a younger man. Now,
you think it's cultural more acceptable?
No,
it
actually
doesn't make a difference?
I have so many girlfriends. I have tons of girlfriends, and most of my girlfriends, they like dating younger men. Men their age are not as hip with them, are not, they don't do the same things that they want to do. They're already ready to settle down and not do, or a menos que sea como tú dijiste, un viejo verde or whatever, But women want to date. I have two girlfriends that have married younger men, because they didn't feel that the men their age were enjoying, they were enjoying their lives. They felt like they was passing them by.
I think younger women like older men because they're more established and different things going on. They feel more secure, whereas guys their own age, they're not very secure. And sometimes they go for the older, more secure person.
Well, I like younger men.
I know. Look at that.
Well, okay,
That much.
That's because Master G is a little younger than
put
I
the
am.
air conditioner
that much.
on here for them.
Well, fine.
But my daughter commented on one of these comments to me, and she said, I said, what do you suppose that they have an age um, to be an adult, or what's the age that you think it's okay for you to date? And she said, well, 16 to 18. And I said, well, you're an adult when you're 18. And she says, yeah, Mom, but sometimes 18-year-olds like 16-year-olds.
Yes.
And 18-year-olds like 19-year-olds. She goes, the age difference is very little. I said, yeah, but that's why they say to be 18. You're an adult when you're 18.
Right.
Because when you're younger, you could be very influenced on, who you're going out with, or they can convince you to do a lot of things you don't want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she says, but when you're 16, you feel like you're 18.
Well,
So that's
Exactly.
a real difficult,
Exactly my point, what I said.
difficult age, because she says that's when you have to kind of draw the line. She goes, it can't be younger. Between 15 and 18, it's like when they start getting attracted to each other.
Right.
I said, well, that's why you should wait till you're 18 to become an adult. But it's hard because young teenagers, girls, want to go out with guys that are 18, 19, and 20.
Yes.
And it's
So
hard to tell them no.
it's the opposite when they're young. They think they're an adult, at 13 years old.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
In some cultures, they actually do transit.
And in some cultures,
Yeah.
they already got the 13-year-old hooked up with a
Yeah.
with a viejo.
I told her, I said, imagine if we had to choose your mate. I said, you're lucky. I said, anybody could work. Anybody can clean. Anybody can cook.
Right.
That doesn't make you an adult to know those things. That's something that you mostly have to do, But it's harder when the person thinks that they're of age just because they do all those things.
Right. Right. You're absolutely right. So I'm thinking, folks, right? If you want to email me what you think, please do at Gigi at oasisbroadcasting.com, or send it to Elo at elolatinjazz@gmail.com.
Don't send it to me because you're never going to get an answer.
Ya tú sabes,
But
okay?
you know what? Send it to me and I'll send it to Gigi.
Aw.
But
You might have
listen,
some real fans out there, Elo.
Yeah. Well, listen, I can honestly say that, age is just a number. But if you're going to date and date somebody that has your similarities,
Right.
enjoys your, going, to do what you do, whether it be take long walks or just sit down in the couch and see the boob tube, that people do that.
People
And
do
they
do
enjoy
that.
it,
Yes,
you know.
they do.
And some people can never be home, So some people who just being home makes them miserable,
That's right.
So
I want to change gears real quickly. Elo, I heard about this awful situation in Miami
yeah,
where this apartment building,
yes, it had fallen.
it was sinking. They said it was sinking and then it
Yeah.
collapsed.
It was about, I think, 12 stories high.
Wow.
And had been sinking a little bit every year. And they did notice that the structure was bad after the 40th year. They were making complaints about it.
Yeah.
But as I talked to a man of knowledge, and he told me that all buildings are meant to be basically work for 100 years. The wiring, the electricity, the
Yeah.
plumbing, they should be, and they should be always be checked as well.
Yes.
So if you touch the structure of any type of foundation or anything, you have to make sure that would be able to carry the weight. I don't know. I mean, having buildings and water or beaches and stuff like that, sooner or later they're gonna give.
Well, I kind of agree with that. I would love coastal living, all right? But to have a house like right there at the water's edge, ven un huracán y te lleva la casa y a ti también. All right, those fancy apartment buildings right there, at the Miami coastline.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous. They're
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. But you pay for that. But are you secure enough?
Yeah.
That's the question. Are you secure enough? Because Mother Nature, she will send you that curveball, right? And we could have a hurricane, we could have an earthquake.
Water makes everything deteriorate after a while.
Yes.
I used to live in the Lower East Side, and there were years when you have the East Side Highway, and you go under, and there was like times where the water was so high that it would cover the cars.
Wow.
There were times when the river would be so high that it would come in too close to where the condominiums were, the projects, the houses. It was just a lot of water, and the river was right there, and it would the walls would come down sometimes, and they had to kind of fix them, and it took sometimes months.
Yes.
So I would say that if you're gonna pick a secure, it always go according to the Bible. Pon tu casa sobre una roca, nothing will bring it down.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Go high into mountains. Go high.
Yes, go high.
Nothing leveled so that your house won't be damaged as much.
That's right.
But like I said, there's a lot of things that happen in Florida, and with all this water that's coming right now, it could have been also something with the deterioration of the cement, or they said that the metal couldn't hold the cement when the water manages to get to the metal.
Right.
It makes it it ruins it, I guess.
Well, our prayers and thoughts are with those people who have perished in Miami. We are thinking about you here on La Gigi Show. All right. Coming up next, we have a brief COVID update.
Well, it's so funny because I know that we have surpassed 600,000, and I'm not sure how much, but due to these updates that they had in because of these the building that had fallen and everything else, I found myself having a hard time getting figures today. They also had an interruption for the George Floyd.
George Floyd.
The verdict, but it was still being live when I left.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what the verdict is. But there are so many things in the news that I suggest that you actually listen to the news. Put your phone down and listen to the actual news. I've noticed more and more that when you look at your phone, they actually send you messages of what you are following up on. They never, you stay within that frame. You don't go out of that frame. So if they send you an update, it has to do with something that you've been looking at for several months, So they're kind of tagging you and checking you out and say, okay, this is what, what's the research that this person does, or
Big
whatever
brother.
news channel. Turn off the phone and look at the TV, look at I look at PBS, I look at CNN, I look at ABC, CB, all these other stations, You have to kind of get out of that frame of mind that only one station is right and that's it. Anything that they say is not necessarily true.
That's right. That's why I always advocate for the alternative news stations, which bring a fair and balanced, like you would hope the big boys do. All right. But,
they can say that there's a cow on the moon, and suppose, hey, did you hear that there was a cow? Did they send the cow on the moon? It might have started with a little,
Mira, muchacha.
with a little lie, and it's now there's a cow on the moon.
It's funny you should say that because
come on.
I heard that
Supermoon.
that was yesterday,
Last
but I heard that who was the astronaut? Was it Buzz Aldrich, the astronaut that walked the moon? He said that was all staged. I don't know how true that is. Okay.
It's just you can't say anything
without
it going further and further and further. So you just gotta go out of your comfort zone. Go to a different station. Listen to other things.
Right.
So that's it. But there is a lot of COVID people that have not taken their second vaccination. People that have COVID and think that they can't get the Delta variants.
Right.
You know, everything is possible. If you took your first dose, go out there and get your second dose. Don't wait until you called or, you know, tell them that you've already had your first dose and the one that you had, and get the second one. Because the Delta variants, they said last month was only 3%, and now it's up to 10%.
Right, and that
And
that figure is
all
going to be
50
bigger.
states basically have that Delta
Right.
variants.
Right.
So listen, they said a lot of the people that are in the hospital, don't take it lightly. This is a really, really bad COVID-19 that we all have to deal with. So take it easy and do the right thing.
Yes, so folks, if you're out there, be safe, be careful, all right? Continue doing what you're doing. If you want to get vaccinated, like Elo said, do your first dose, take your second dose, if you're so inclined.
Yes.
Elo, thank you for, always for being
July
on the
4th
show.
is coming around the corner, and they're going to be having a lot of fireworks
Yes.
throughout the city. I heard that there's going to be actual in Dogwood Dell, there's going to be fireworks, but they're not going to have any vendors, and they're not going to allow anybody to sit at the Dogwood Dell, and it starts at 9:15, but you can only sit where not where we sit and have the festival.
Okay.
You cannot sit there.
All right, so they can't
you
be
have
at the
to sit on the
amphitheater.
ground. Yeah, you have to sit
yeah.
on the ground, and so imagine, if we were able to get these people vaccinated the way that the government wants, we'll be able to do a lot more things. And I know people are feeling comfortable and not wearing their masks, but you can still continue to wear your mask for your own protection and the protection of others.
That's right. And we want to thank you so much for listening to La Gigi Show. We are ending on a great positive note. Thank you, Elo. Master G, thanks. All right. Coming up next is another segment of La Gigi Show called Summer Salsa. Hola, mi gente. Aquí está La Gigi and La Gigi Show. So excited to be here in the studio with you to bring you one more week of the best salsa, the best music right here in Central Virginia. Today's show is Summer Salsa. We have just started off with I'm Every Woman, my signature song from Whitney Houston and her monster album, The Bodyguard, the original soundtrack, all right? Coming up next, the movie that everybody in America should go see, should go watch, should support Lin-Manuel Miranda, and that is Home All Summer, and that stars, the stars and singers of that song is Anthony Ramos, Leslie Grace, and the one and only Mark Anthony, El Flaco de Puerto Rico.
In
And
the Heights.
In the Heights, the original soundtrack.
Where is the Heights?
Washington Heights, don't ask me.
New York City.
184th Street
yeah.
and up.
There you go, in the Heights.
Right.
All right,
Here we go.
take it away.
Sácame.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, hello.
You gotta put the mic up and the phone up.
Yep, they are.
Hello, you are on the air with La Gigi.
Can you hear? No. No. Hello. Oh no, we don't.
Nope.
Nope. Hello. Can you hear us?
You got
Yeah.
the mic up?
Oh yeah. We can't hear you, man. All right, we'll try
Hear
again.
you.
You got the phone up?
Oh yeah.
You got the phone slide up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
Well,
does.
that's the auxiliary button up front. Work the auxiliary button.
All right. We got a caller out there. See if we could get him on the line.
Hello?
Hello.
All right, I'll talk to you later. I gotta come back to get me some water.
Hello. Hello.
Let me know about those place cards and the tent cards.
Yeah.
I'm not
Hello.
be talking to her because she's gonna be at her father's house till Thursday. So.
You know what? I'm gonna make a tent card so you can see what it looks like. Okay?
All right.
All right.
All right, have a good night.
Okay,
Bye-bye,
honey.
Robert.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good night. Oh, technical difficulties.